London, 1946. World War II had ended only months earlier. Britain was trying to move on from years of death, destruction, and fear. Then, police discovered the body of a young woman inside a hotel room. The investigation quickly led to a man who seemed incapable of committing such a crime. He was handsome, charming, well-dressed. He claimed to be a decorated military officer and war hero. People trusted him almost instantly. But as detectives dug deeper, they uncovered a terrifying truth. The man Britain saw as a gentleman was actually one of the country's most dangerous killers. This is the story of Neville Heath, the charming killer.
1946, Britain was healing from the scars of World War II, as cities rebuilt and soldiers returned home. Amid this fragile peace, a dark presence emerged, revealing a chilling truth about mankind's ability to hide evil behind a charming facade. This was the story of Neville Heath, a man whose looks and charisma concealed a terrifying secret. Tall, blonde, blue-eyed, and impeccably dressed, Heath was the very image of a war hero, able to effortlessly charm women into trusting him. But behind the mask lay a criminal mastermind, known for his chilling ability to deceive. Born in 1917, Heath's life became a tapestry woven with lies. From early on, he had mastered the art of illusion, adopting multiple identities, from aristocrats to military officers, always presenting himself as more than he truly was. Though initially part of the Royal Air Force, his disciplinary issues quickly led to his dismissal. Yet even during the war, Heath manipulated the truth, exaggerating his achievements and donning unearned decorations, moving through life as if it were his personal stage. By June 1946, Heath was drifting through post-war Britain under various aliases, when he met Margery Gardner, a 32-year-old artist. On June 20th, their paths crossed at a social gathering in London, leading them back to a hotel together. The morning after, a hotel employee entered their room and stumbled upon a scene of horror. Gardner lay dead, the victim of brutal restraint and a suffocating attack. The detectives, confronted with such violence, knew they were facing a monster. But Heath, the charming imposter, had already vanished. Despite the gruesome crime, Heath exhibited no signs of fear or panic. Instead, he continued to move through the world unimpeded, adopting yet another identity in Bournemouth, where he called himself Group Captain Rupert Brooke. Once again, his charm enticed others, particularly a young woman named Doreen Marshall, who was recovering from illness after serving in the Women's Royal Naval Service. When she met Heath, he was everything she admired. The two spent time together on July 3, 1946, but that would be the last day Doreen was ever seen. Her body was discovered days later, marked by the same horrific signs as Gardner's. Heath's pattern of violence emerged again, sending shivers through investigators who could now connect these two chilling murders. As police zeroed in, forensic examination revealed a vital clue, a riding whip that matched the injuries found on both victims. The breakthrough was pivotal, linking Heath directly to the heinous acts. When confronted, Heath's fabricated identities began to crumble, stripping away the veneer of the war hero and gentleman to reveal a career fraudster and sadistic killer. The public's fascination grew as details of the trial spilled into the streets, with throngs lining up outside courtrooms just to catch a glimpse of the handsome criminal. The stark contrast between his appearance and horrific crimes captivated the nation. In the courtroom, Heath's defense argued insanity, but the psychiatric evaluations told a different story. Experts deemed him a psychopath and sexual sadist, yet not legally insane, fully aware of the weight of his actions. The jury's verdict was swift: guilty. Heath was sentenced to death, and on October 16, 1946, he met his end at Pentonville Prison, executed by the famous Albert Pierre Point. Even then, he displayed an unsettling calm, the mask of confidence still intact. At only 29, he had crafted an entire life fueled by deception and darkness. Today, Neville Heath's legacy haunts British criminal history, not because of the number of lives he took, but because of the unsettling truth he revealed. People often envision killers as monstrous figures, but Heath inhabited a world where evil wore a charming smile. He became a reminder that the greatest dangers can arrive disguised as individuals we trust, compelling us to question the very nature of humanity. In the aftermath of war, as the nation sought to rebuild its sense of normalcy, Heath left a scar that would never fade, a dark chapter in a story where the most insidious threats could look just like any one of us.